Hi all, welcome to my channel Social Science for Grade 10. Today we are going to discuss the third part of resources and development. And this is the last part for this chapter. So today we will be discussing land use pattern in India, land degradation and conservation measures, soil as a resource, classification of resources and soil erosion and soil conservation. So let's start. Land use pattern in India. So factors of land use pattern, there are two: human factors, physical factors. Human factors like culture, technology, population density. Physical factors like soil, topography, climate. So we all know that total geographical area of India is 3.28 million square meter. But land use data is available only for 93%, because land use reporting for most of the northeast states except Assam has not been done fully. So the land use reporting for northeast states, they did not complete fully. And Jammu and Kashmir, we all know it is occupied by Pakistan and China. So we did not survey that. So only 93% is there for land use data. So only 93%. Now, human activities that degrade land: overgrazing, deforestation and mining, over-irrigation. That's it. Overgrazing. In which states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra. Deforestation and mining: Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha. Over-irrigation: Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh. So more problems of mining and cement industries. So air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution. These three are the major problems of mining and cement industries. What is the end product of air pollution? Dust. And water pollution affect the groundwater. Now how to control the land degradation? By planting more trees. Management of grazing, like shelter belts. What are shelter belts? We are planting trees in a line. So what in a shelter belt, in an easy way to define that, planting more trees like a belt without space. If there is no space, cows cannot graze. So shelter belt is a good idea to manage grazing. And stabilization of sand dunes by growing shrubs. And proper management of wastelands, and we have to control what? Mining activities, and we have to discharge and dispose industrial effluents properly. Okay. Now, soil as a resource. Soil. It is a living system for us and it supports life. It is renewable but takes millions of years to form. Relief, parent rock, climate, vegetation, and other forms of life, time. They are the important factors in the formation of soil. So various forces of nature such as change in temperature, actions of running water, wind and glacier activities of decomposers contribute to the formation of soil. So these 2 points, they're saying in these 2 points that what are the factors of the formation of soil. Soil consists of organic and inorganic materials. Organic means humus. Now classification of soil. Very important topic in this whole chapter. Alluvial soils. So the soil contains sand, silt and clay. They are found in northern plains. Okay. So the soil has more fertility. And in this soil, there is high population and there are more crops cultivated in the soil. Due to its high fertility, the soil is highly populated and it is major crops are grown in this type of soil. Okay. And next. So alluvial soils contain potash, lime and phosphoric acid. So the soils are deposited by Himalayan rivers. What are the Himalayan rivers? Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra. According to age, alluvial soils are classified as old alluvial and new alluvial soils. So old alluvial soil is called as Bangar and new alluvial soil is called Khadar. So Bangar has more Kankar nodules. What is Kankar nodules? Calcium carbonate. So Bangar has more calcium carbonate in it. And Khadar is fertile than Bangar. So Khadar has fine particles. If you see the picture, see here it is fully shabby. But here you see there are fine particles in Khadar. Now, black soil. Black soil is located in the plateaus of Maharashtra, Malwa and Saurashtra. These soils are black in color and are also called regur soils. So black soils are also called as regur soils. So in black soil we can grow cotton and it is also known as black cotton soil. Black soils are made up of extremely fine clayey material. See, in the diagram if you see, black soil contains calcium carbonate, magnesium, potash and lime. It is high moisture. It has high moisture and it lacks in phosphoric contents. During summer, the black soil develop into deep cracks and in monsoon period it is sticky after a shower. So once rain come, the soils will become sticky and difficult to work unless it is tilled immediately after the first rain. So what they're saying means when rain is coming, so after the first rain, they have to till the soil immediately. Okay. If we do not till properly, it is difficult to work. Okay. So black soils are found in Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh. Now red and yellow soil. They develop on igneous rocks. In hydrated form, it looks yellow in color and it is reddish color due to diffusion of iron in it. Very, very important 1 mark question. Okay, guys. Why red and yellow soils develop a reddish color? Due to diffusion of iron in it. Okay. It is found in the eastern and southern parts of Deccan Plateau. Now, laterite soil. It develops under tropical and subtropical climate. It forms due to intense leaching due to heavy rain. It is found in most states like Maharashtra, Odisha and some parts of West Bengal. It lacks in humus and it can easily erode and degrade due to their position in the landscape. And red laterite soils in Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Kerala are more suitable for crops like cashew nut. Now arid soils. They are from red to brown in color. After proper irrigation, the soil is cultivable. Due to the dry climate, high temperature, evaporation is faster than the soil, lacks humus and moisture. So what happens means this soil lacks in humus and moisture. Now the last type of soil, that is forest soils. These soils are found in the river terraces and alluvial fans are fertile. So see here guys, it is found in river terraces. The soils are present in hilly and mountainous areas where sufficient rainforests are available. So the soil is found in mountainous areas. The soil texture varies according to the mountain environment. According to the environment, the soil's texture depends. They are loamy and silty. The last topic of the chapter, soil erosion and soil conservation. The denudation of the soil cover and subsequent washing down is described as soil erosion. The running water cuts through the clayey soils and make deep channels as gully. The land becomes unfit for cultivation and is known as bad land. So see here guys, you can see now this picture. You can see clearly that running water makes what? Gullies. In that picture you can see. And it leads to bad land. So we can't cultivate any crop. And what is wind erosion? Wind blows the top portion of the soil. Okay, that is known as wind erosion. If you see the picture, you can clearly identify. Now, plowing along the counter lines can decelerate the flow of water down the slopes. This is called contour plowing. Okay. So steps can be cut out on the slopes, making terraces. So terrace cultivation, we all know terrace cultivation is a good type of cultivation where we can what? Where we can stop degradation of land. So terrace cultivation restricts what? Soil. Sorry, I said wrong. Terrace farming can what? It can restrict soil erosion. Okay. So terrace cultivation restricts erosion. So western and central Himalayas have what? Well-developed terrace farming. So planting line of trees is called as shelter belts. We already saw it. So shelter belt can also what? Prevent. It can also restrict soil erosion. So shelter belt helps us in two ways. What? It manages grazing of cattle, and it also what? It restricts from soil erosion. So that's it. We have completed the whole chapter. So thank you all for your support. So like, share and subscribe for Social Science for Grade 10. And I will be meeting you in the next chapter. Till then, bye bye.